Hey guys, it's JC. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at the world's most expensive hotel, which is $100K a night, like $100,000 a night. Like, imagine making more than $100K. Like, let's get into it.
This is a hotel room. And not just any hotel room, but rather the most expensive hotel room on the planet at a cost of $100,000 per night.
Why is it $100,000 a night? Because it has polka dots. Polka dots. Are you, like, who thought of this? I want to speak to the manager. I want to talk to the manager. Please.
You could buy a nice house in Phoenix, or you could stay here for a week. It's located here in the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas, and today I'm going to take you on a tour of it.
It better be good.
I've booked this room courtesy of Vegas.com, which is your one-stop shop for your Vegas vacation, letting you bundle your flights and your hotel rooms and your activities and shows into one transaction with big discounts. If you're planning a trip to Vegas, you have to check out Vegas.com. And for a limited time, you can use the promo code DOUG10 for 10% off your Vegas vacation. Check it out by clicking the link in the description below. But back to the hotel room. This is called the Empathy Suite, and
he is too excited about this. Like he's so enthusiastic about it. Like, oh, this is the blah 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 room, and what we are doing here today.
It's basically a two-story mansion in the sky. It's effectively an all-new room as part of a nearly $700 million renovation of the Palms, and this is the crown jewel, the ultimate hotel room in Vegas, probably the most expensive hotel room on the planet. And today, I'm going to take you on a tour of it. Now, eagle-eyed viewers may point out that I don't normally review.
That bathtub is just way too small for him. And the faucet don't even look that fancy. It should have been made of gold since it's $100,000 a night. Like, are you serious?
Hotel rooms, but I did review a few houses last year, and ever since then, people have been asking me, begging me for more property tours. So I figured, why not come out to Vegas and review a hotel room that costs $100,000?
The view don't look that special.
Seems reasonable enough. So let's get started with the tour. Now, I'm standing here in the entry of the Empathy Suite, and a few things to go over. For one thing, it's about 9,000 square feet, and yet it only has 2 bedrooms. I'll explain why in a minute. Now,
he said not. Wait, hold on. Let's.
And a few things to go over. For one thing, it's about 9,000 square feet.
9,000 entire square feet, and they could only find spots for 2 bedrooms.
And yet it only has 2 bedrooms. I'll explain why in a minute. Now, like I mentioned, this is a 2-story hotel room on the 34th and 35th floors of the Palms, making this the highest hotel room you can get in this building.
Have you ever been to the Hyatt Hotel? I haven't lived there, but I know that they have a lot of floors because I've been in the elevator, and it got a whole lot of floors, especially penthouses too. And they said, like, I don't know, I don't remember how much the man said, but he lived in one of them penthouses, and it was so nice. Like, letting him know, like, not letting him know, but him letting me know that they actually have penthouses instead of hotel rooms.
Before I show you around this room, let's talk pricing. Yes, $100,000 a night with a 2-night minimum. And you don't just go on the Palms website and book this room. you have to apply. And then they do
What?
their due diligence to make sure you can actually afford it. The other way to
What?
get in here is if you have a $1 million line of credit with the
Ooh.
Palms. Then they give you the room as a perk. Now, some other perks that they give you, you have a 24-hour butler who is on call for the duration of your stay. And you also have a chauffeured car service, among many other things. But as I stand here in this entryway, you're probably thinking, it looks kind of dull. Until you look
Yes.
over there. And then you see some
Sharks. Sharks. Are you serious? And are those reef sharks? Or are those... No. Those aren't even real.
sharks. The sharks are
I want
there
to feel
because
the
they're
danger
art
when I
from
come
the
into my
world-famous artist
hotel
Damien
room.
Hirst, who
That
designed
costed me
6
$100,000
individual
a night.
pieces for just this hotel room, including these sharks, which are called winner-loser. Rather interesting thing to see right when you walk into a hotel room. But anyway, you
Winner-loser.
walk into the empathy suite and
What was
turn to the
that?
left, and then you
Hold up.
see a medicine cabinet, which seems
Are we at Walgreens? CVS? Barnes? Like, where are we? Why is there a pharmacy in it? In, like, the hotel room? Like, and are those pills on the wall?
oddly placed until you discover that it too is a piece of art from Damien Hirst. This one is called Vegas. And the Damien Hirst theme continues throughout the room, specifically with butterflies and medicine or pills. Keep that in your mind as I'm showing you around because there are a lot of rather interesting Easter eggs related to those items. And there's more art worth noting right off the bat. For instance, above the bar, you have these marlins in these glass cases, which is a really cool look you can see from a lot of different parts of the room. Although my personal favorite art piece is next to the dining room table. It's this wall of pills called money. You can see there's just pills and...
Ew. Why? Like, can't you... Like, if there was a stupid person who wanted to, you know, and they could just break that wall and just literally scoop everything out and take it. Like, ugh.
pills
They
and
didn't think
more
about that,
pills, and it's a
or
rather
maybe it might be
striking
bulletproof.
look, but it's one that I find rather amusing and interesting and certainly worth checking out. But let's go back to the bar. And yes, this hotel room has a bar. And I can tell you right now that your hotel room doesn't. But take a look at the top of this bar. It's medical waste. These aren't used medical supplies, to be clear, but you do have these medical gloves and pill wrappers and tubes all throughout the top of this bar. There's even a syringe or two in here. The people at the Palms told me...
Because I was about to say, that's hepatitis B, C, N, A, N, D, N, all the way to Z, and just Corona just sitting inside of that bar thing. Just, if he didn't say that wasn't used, then, yeah. 'Cause I wouldn't stay there if that was used.
It's a rather controversial piece, but I think it certainly looks interesting and more exciting than just your standard bar. Not that you would mistake this for your standard bar, because it has 13 seats in a hotel room. And as you can see, each of the seats has...
Alright, there's something off about this hotel room, because the person who might have inspired this hotel room might have been on something to, because they wasn't in their right mind. Look, they have pills on the thing, on the windows, like that one right there. The long oval shaped one looked like a minion, but a red minion, and then after that the guitar pick.
A little pill on the back, again continuing the theme. Of course, in this bar, you also have a sink. You have a built-in ice maker, which I love ice.
That's
That's a fantastic feature.
That's
and you
the
have
best
all
part
the
of this video
accoutrements
already.
you'd expect from a fully stocked bar. Just happens to be in your hotel room. And next up, another item. When you come behind the bar, you can see there's an iPad here, mounted on this little pedestal. And why would you have an iPad in a bar? And that's because this controls basically all of the comfort and convenience and tech equipment in this hotel room. I'm going to go over a few of the highlights. One is that this room has 5 different climate zones. There's different climate zones in the bedrooms, different areas.
Ooh, that would be nice. That would be real nice, especially because they got privacy, which looks like curtains, something. TV, audio, lights, climate, shades, and what is that? I don't know, but power off. That's fancy. That's the second best part of this video.
Areas of the room, 5 total different temperatures you can have as you walk through here, which is more than most people have in their homes. And of course, the crazy doesn't stop there. You can use this iPad to close the curtains. A little too bright in here for you? Just go into the curtains menu on your iPad and they will all close automatically. You don't have to press a button or point a remote at something. Just do it on your iPad. And of course, you can also use the iPad to reopen all of the curtains all automatically, so you don't ever have to lift a finger except to tap your iPad screen. And here's another great feature of this iPad. When you stay in a hotel, you want to put the do not disturb sign up or request housekeeping, there's a little hang tag you put on your door. In this room, you can select it through the iPad. You don't have to walk all the way to the door and put a little placard there. Instead, just tap a button and it turns on a little panel outside the door letting housekeeping know that you're not to be disturbed or that you want housekeeping. Pretty cool. And by the way, it's worth noting that this iPad is not unique to behind the bar. There are iPads like this all throughout this room. I think there's 5 or 6 of them. So no matter where you are, you have easy access to close the curtain.
See? I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. I wouldn't. To be honest, I would stay here, but the price is not right. But the pills just throw me off.
Or request housekeeping or basically anything else. And next up, moving away from the bar, we walk now towards the living area, or one of them, and the dining room table, and here in the kitchen. Now, the kitchen is over here in a corner, probably not going to be doing much cooking or food prep while you're staying in this room, but it is here. And
I like that refrigerator. Or wait. Yeah, that's the refrigerator. And I like this. This cool. And they got one of those. And I like the sink, but the faucet could have been like over like a little bit more like this. Hold on, my God.
There's a nifty little feature. You can access the kitchen like I just did by walking through the room, but if you have like a caterer coming over to make food, you don't want them to walk through your party. So right when you enter the room, there's a little hidden door on the side. That's your butler's entry to the kitchen, and they can just come right through here, access the kitchen, and they won't have to disturb the guests by doing so. That is a pretty cool quirk. And next up, let's move back into the living area for one of the great seating areas of all time. Now, I say that in part because of this view. You look out over the strip, you can see all the other casinos, mountains in the distance, a gorgeous place to be. But to me, the more interesting view is in here because you have the world's longest couch. Now, I don't know if this is actually the world's longest couch, but it's got to be in the running. It kind of snakes all the way around the room, clearly custom designed for it. I counted, and you could get 30 people on here comfortably with enough room to kind of move around. You could probably get 60 people on here if you cram them all together. Not too often you see a 60-person couch, but that's the situation in the Empathy Suite. So what do all these people do when they're sitting on their giant couch? Well, the answer is they can watch TV if they want to, of course. You can see there's a TV here facing like maybe a third of the couch. But just in case you feel like you're being left out from the TV experience, don't worry. Go along the back of the TV and you can see it's double-sided, and there's speakers on both sides. So if you're sitting at the bar, you can watch the TV, and if you're sitting on the couch, you can watch the TV, which is a pretty cool situation if, for instance, you're having a Super Bowl party at $100,000 a night. Not that that is the only sitting room. Walk all the way across the lower floor of the Empathy Suite past the bar, and you get over to the second sitting room, which is a little bit smaller, but it still has all of the same magical touches, including the wonderful view. More importantly, though, it has these swings, which are nice and fluffy. There are 4 of them. So if you get tired of sitting in your sitting area, you can come over here, sit in your sitting area, and swing. Now, moving on from your swinging sitting area, you can come over here and you have yet another living room with yet another television. You can start to see how this place ends up at 9,000 square feet with only 2 bedrooms. The whole point of a place like this is you use this space to hang out, have a party, be with your friends, whatever. You don't exactly need 7 bedrooms in here, but apparently you need many, many seating and relaxation areas. And next up, moving on from that second living area, you come behind another wall with a giant television and you enter what I'm calling the game area, because you have some games in here. For one thing, you have like a psychedelic pool table, a multicolored pool table, not like any you've probably ever played on before. I'm not sure how all the lines on the table would affect lining up your shots, but it would certainly be interesting to play here. Over on the other side of the room, you have a foosball table, which is also rather interesting because it's glass. I've never seen a foosball table that looks like this before, but maybe this is what foosball tables look like for rich people. And speaking of interesting looking games, back in the sitting room there's a chess set with square pieces. Doesn't look very practical, but it certainly looks
16 minutes of time.
in keeping with the theme of the other